Hi everyone, and welcome to another video from Class 47 Peter, and today's video is going to be something a bit different because I'm going to be doing a behind the scenes video. Something I wasn't going to plan to do originally, but I thought to myself quite recently, one, make a video showing you all how I make my videos. But I'm not just going to make one behind the scenes video, I'm going to make two. So in this video I'm going to show you all how I make my model railway videos, and in the other behind the scenes video I'm going to show you how I make my reviews. The reason I'm doing behind the scenes videos on these videos is because there's no point really doing a behind the scenes video related to the outings that I go out to, such as railway galas and so on, because there isn't really anything that goes on behind the scenes. Whereas with my model railway videos and my reviews, there is quite a lot that does go on behind the scenes. And there is quite a bit of preparation that goes into them as well, so these are worthy of doing behind the scenes videos. But anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so the first thing I do when it comes to planning these model railway videos is I actually write stuff down that I'm going to run. So what I do is I get a couple of sheets of paper, and you'll find out why I use 2 sheets of paper in a minute. So then what I tend to do is I then tend to write down what I'm going to run on them. So I'll write a few down, just to give you an idea of how I do it. So we'll write Packet. When I put down the locomotives I'm going to run, I'll just zoom in a bit there so you can see a bit better. So what I'll do is I put a little dash, and then I write down what's going to pour. So we'll write down goods train, and I'll write a couple of others as well. So I'll write schools class, and we'll put that on a local. Let's have a double header, shall we? Let's put down a double header. So we'll have the H class and the M7 double heading. And we'll put those on the teaks, I think. Not prototypical, I know, but you know, not all trains have to be prototypical on a model railway. We'll also we'll put the Duchesses down as well. And then we'll write passenger by them. And then, just one more, let's have the T9. And we'll put that on a freight. So that gives you a rough idea of what I do when it comes to my model railway videos. This is only a short list, but what I normally tend to do is fill up a whole sheet of paper. In some cases, I'll even write on the back as well of what I'm going to run. Now for the second sheet of paper, what I do is I will actually write down the goods train for the locomotives, so it's basically a sort of reference of sorts. So in this case we'll write down Packet and T9, so that the camera being able to focus then. I will then write down the wagons I'm going to use on that goods train, so it's a sort of reference basically. So I'll write down Packet, so then I'll write down the wagons that I'm going to have. So I'll write down Bannockburn wagon, which is basically a coal wagon that I have with Bannockburn written on it. We'll also write down a couple of other wagons. And that's basically how I do it for the goods train. So that gives you an idea of how I do that as well. I only tend to do this for the goods trains. I don't tend to do it for the passenger trains. And the reason I do this is because it allows me to have a variety of different wagons to make the goods trains interesting. Especially because I've got so many of them as well. Now, when it comes to ideas I have for model railway videos, I tend to get inspiration. So, for example, when I get a magazine, I might be flicking through the pages of that magazine, and then I might end up finding a picture of a train that I might want to recreate. And so I might think, I like that, I want to recreate that in model form, and so that will give me inspiration to use in a model railway video. I may also get inspiration from DVDs or videos, in this case VHS tapes, or even archive footage seen on videos and DVDs. In some cases I might also be browsing through the internet and might find a picture, such as from Google, of a train that I might want to recreate in model form. Then that gives me inspiration as well for a video. Or to at least recreate a train in a video, in model form. In some cases, I might get inspiration from trains I've seen myself in reality. So I'm on my desktop, for example, I'll open this folder here, full of footage that I have filmed, which this was all back in May, during the 10th anniversary of the channel. I'm not going to show you any of this footage because it's all on the YouTube channel. So if there's a particular train I've seen in reality, that might give me inspiration as well for a model railway video, and some ideas just pop into my head. So if I have an idea floating around in my mind, I'll get that utilised in a video. And it's the same case when it comes to doing double headers in my model railway video, which I do have a long list of double heading ideas on my computer just here. The ones that have been crossed out are ones that I have already done, so you've already seen them in videos, or in some cases you've yet to see them because they're in videos that are waiting to be edited and then uploading. And the idea with the double headers I've got here is basically done in pretty much the same idea. Again, inspiration from either pictures or double headers I've seen in magazines, videos, DVDs, etc. But what I'll do in this case is if I have an idea, I'll add it to this list. So for example, I'll type in, let's type in that double header that I wrote down on that bit of paper earlier. H-class and M7. As you can see there, the font's a bit big, so I'll just shrink that down a bit. There we go. And then what I'll do is I'll then save that onto the computer, so it's, when I go back to it, it will be there. And then when I've done that particular double header, I just simply cross it out, and then I then go back and save that. So that's basically how my double headers is done as well, for those that were curious to know. So once all the planning has been done, I then go about filming the video. So what I'll do is open up the cupboards, and for those of you wondering, in case you wondered where I keep my models, I basically keep them all in cupboards such as this one. So basically I will take out a model that I'm going to use in the video. In this case we are going to use the packet, which is just down there, as you can see. Then what I do is I'll put the model onto the track, and then I'll set up the train for this loco to pull. Now some of the wagons I keep are in here. I've got others in there, the Shell oil tankers. I also keep some in these cupboards here, and there's a few on the layout as well, in the siding. But here I'm going to fetch out one wagon that I need, particularly, which is this one, which is the one I mentioned earlier, the Bannockburn wagon. And some of the wagons in here are piled up, as you can see, but that's all been done for good reason, to fit as many in here as possible. So I then set up the train of either wagons or coaches, depending on what train the loco is going to pull. As you can see here, I've already set up the train, which I've done off camera. And so what I do then is I then get the model running around the track. What I do then is I then pick a certain location or spot for the camera where I want to film the train passing by. So for example, I'll put the camera down here, turn the camera on, and then I'll record the train passing by. And for each train that I run in the video, they only appear once. So I only take one shot of the particular train that I'm filming. Now at the most, each time these models are lucky to do a lap, just a single lap around the layout, but that depends. That's not always the case, because sometimes there might be a blooper that happens, which does happen on occasion, so that means I have to retake the shot again, so they'll get more than a lap around the layout, but usually it's just a lap around the layout if the shot is successful. So what I do then is that when I've finished filming that particular train and I'm happy with that, I'll then stop the train, I'll then put the locomotive and the wagons away. So I'll put the packet back in its place, next to the B12 and a GWR 1361. And then in this case what I do is I then put the wagons back where I had them from. Then we'll shut that up. And then once I've done that, what I then do is I then cross out the train that I have filmed. And also cross out that said train as well on the second sheet, if it's been a good train. This pen might be running out of ink as well, actually. And so, that's essentially how I do it. Excuse the slight stutter in there as well. Now for this video, what I'm going to do is, because I'm in such a good mood, I'm going to treat you all to featuring these trains that I've written down on here in this video, as an added bonus. for you all to enjoy. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little running session there in the video. And so to finish off the video, I'm going to show you what I do next after I've recorded the footage. So what I then do is I create a desktop folder on my computer. So we'll create a new folder, which is that one just there. And we'll call that Model Railway Video. So what I do then is I then open up the file, and then what I do then is all the footage from your camera will go onto that folder, very much like everything you see in these folders here. And then later on, if it's a folder I don't need anymore, for example this one, the folder from the review of the Batman Class 37, I don't really need that now, so that can come off the computer, so I'll just simply delete that. And then what I'll do then, once I have got the footage onto the document folder, I'll then open up Serif Movie Plus, which is the software that I use for editing videos. You have to bear in mind that I'm filming this on the camera. It's because I don't have things like Bandicam, and I don't really wish to get it just for the sake of using it for this and the other behind the scenes video. But anyway, so I'll then open up Movie Plus, and then I think you guys all know what happens here. I'll just simply basically edit the video together. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall see you again soon for the next video. But until then, this has been Class 47 Peter. Take care.